Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Readiness on the Time of the Shift. This episode is a response to a request made by Jessica Leffler that wanted me to explain to her in greater depth parallel realities and parallel dimensions as it relates to the shift. To begin, I have to give you background information. The Milky Way galaxy is a flat galaxy. It is basically shaped like a pizza pie. It has a crust that's about 100 light years thick. There are no planets and no stars above or below that thickness. The solar system exists in the outer branch and extremity of this spiraling galaxy. It takes 250 million years for the solar system to rotate around the core of the galaxy. And that rotation, that entire rotation, is one galactic year. And as this galactic year occurs, the solar system, as it rotates around that central axis, also wobbles either up or down this crust of the actual Milky Way galaxy. When these jumps occur, there is a direct alignment to the light of the galactic core. And when this happens, it is called the galactic equator crossing, because in any other circumstances, and these usually take about 3 days to 4 days to actually occur, no more than 60 to 80 hours, according to any ancient record or prophecies that we may have had, because the last one to happen happened 31 million years ago. And therefore, there are no records, no written records of the actual crossing. And because where we are 26 million light years away from the core of the Milky Way galaxy, we're in the outer perimeter, we never actually face the light of the actual equator. In fact, when scientists are studying to find out what's occurring, they have to use filters like X-rays, infrared, gamma rays to actually figure out what's going on. And the reason why I'm explaining this background is that the crossing is critical and is important, because when it occurs, it connects us to a light that my guides are calling the nameless light. It is a frequency of truth, authenticity, and transparency. They have been channeling this since, I think it's 2012, around 2014, they were saying that all secrets will be revealed due to this energy. We are rising now at the apex, and we are about to cross the galactic equator. When this is going to happen, I have no clue. I know it's going to happen in our lifetime because that much they've said. When I've pressured or asked more, the response that I've gotten from my guides, it is in a need-to-know basis. Pierre, and right now you don't need to know, right? So that means go back to your corner. God doesn't want you to know this right now. And what's important, though, is to understand what that light does. All of the lies, and God knows we lie to ourselves all the time, that we're masters of self-deceit, all of these things that we're hiding to ourselves, all going to become visible. That light will expose everything. Now, there is two ways to approach this. Since this slide is going to do this anyway, you can want to learn by grace, which is, okay, this is going to happen. I'm going to let this energy be wind behind my sails, and I'm going to let it go within and learn about myself and be authentic and true. Or you can remain in denial and pretend nothing is wrong, and you're going to learn by karma, which is an avalanche that you can't stop, right? And not only internally to us, but also externally, you will learn. And you would have to be blind not to see this. The Me Too movement, all of the leaks, all of the secrets from government official, popular figures, all of it is coming out. Truth, transparency, authenticity. Having said this, for those of us who are seers, who can see the future, many of us, many of the seers that I know, people and that I consider to be my equal, that are very powerful beings, some of them are having difficulties because to the degree that you're not authentic, you're not truthful, meaning because your psychic powers and ability does not determine your authenticity. Okay, it's like having an aptitude for art or science or whatever. It does not say that you're more authentic than somebody else. Okay, somebody with no psychic ability could be more authentic and true to themselves than you who have all these extrasensory perception. So when you're myopic in your vision because you're not allowing what's untrue to fall out, what's not real, the illusion and the mayas to disappear, what's going to happen is that as you approach closer and closer to this galactic equator, you're going to see only one version of the future. And it will be the version that scares you the most. That's the most polarizing for you. Okay? However, for those of us who have done that incredible deep work of looking within with the flashlight and trying to find all the secrets, inner secrets that we're keeping, trying to pull each one of them layer by layer, like peeling an onion, each one of them, getting them out and reconciling to the truth. What is going to happen to us is that we're going to become neutral. And the more neutral you are, the more you're going to see multiple potential futures. What I perceive when I am in connection and in alignment is, for example, I just did a channeling in December going into January, which I already posted on the website, about this year 2018. It was like a fan that opened up. Like all around me, I could see multiple potential futures because the future is not decided. No one that I know that can see can perceive anything past 2027. And when I asked my guides why, one of the things that they said, it's because that future has not been decided. And you collectively, humanity, is deciding it right now. Now understand that these these multiple potential realities are all like vortices that are seeking soul so that they can create a wave function collapse that will cause that future to become an actuality. So that let's say, for example, you're in fear, to use a concrete example, okay? You're in fear and you're lack, and you believe that to be true, and you're more polarized by it, and that scares you. And the more you're polarized, the more you're going to attract it. The more you're trying to resist it, the more it will persist. Whereas for the person who can go in and say, okay, this is me. I'm not trying to change the world. I am the person that's in fear. Let me deal with my fear and why am I in fear? And when you go within yourself and you begin to unroot it and you pull it out, you stop being polarized by the external. You move and you can now see a different parallel reality. The other way to describe this as an allegory is to think of a book, okay, having multiple pages. In each page, there are inks. There's writing, and the writings are done in ink of different colors, okay? So what happened is that the paper, the weight of the paper, for the time that we're living in now for this crossing, is getting very, very thin. Whereas it may have been 80 pounds, now it's like tracing paper. And as it becomes so thin, the ink that is in each one of these pages are bleeding through other realities. This is why we are feeling all kinds of energies that are happening around us. And if you believe that all of it is yours, you're going to go crazy. Because a lot of time I feel things, and most of us, you begin to say, I feel X, Y, Z. You don't identify with the feeling. I go into the space, whether it's something I'm feeling here or here, I go into the space, I ask myself, is this coming from me? Or is it from the outside? And if it is, meaning, do I have a headache? Is it a migraine, or did I pull something? Is it something that exists in my physical body? If it's from the outside, you're not permitted. Stop touching. Do you see the difference? And it's important for us to understand this, because all of these parallel realities are competing for dominance and control. There is the fear, there's the ascended future, there are multiple of them. Last time I made a connection, there were more than 8 of them that I saw around me. And they are all trying to collect soul that are going to identify with that future. And the one that collects the most will become the precipitate, and will begin to pull out and create and congregate these people in a vortex. I mean, you can think politically as well, as the world become more and more nationalist, and people who are following that agenda or creating a vortex. As opposed to those of us who are trying to create a different future, we're creating a different vortex. And as this happens, we're moving and we're splitting into multiple and parallel realities, although we still exist in one planet. Right at the crossing, however, there come a time when these multiple versions of the future will become so divergent that literally they will split, they will separate. And at that moment, a group of people that believe, let's say, in the nationalist agenda will shift into a reality of their own, whereas the people who believe the ascended tomorrow will go in somewhere else. Each one of us will go into a reality, and it has nothing to do with what you profess intellectually to be aligned to. It's not a cognitive thinking function because of the book and because where you are sociopolitically and you think it literally is a feeling thing. It's a gut thing. So if you're not doing the gut work where you're going into your shadow and your dantian and you're trying to discover the secrets that lie within and you're reconciling yourself to it, the lower vibration will be stronger and that energy will read it and shift you into that reality. The last thing that I want to mention is that to those of us, let's say, that goes into the ascended tomorrow, when the split occur, the people around us, it could be friends, family members, people that we may love, will look to us as if they died. They will simply cease to be in our reality. They are not dead. They just shifted in their reality. The one that are, let's say, in the nationalist reality, we will look like we are dead to them. Do you see what I mean? Vice versa. Now, I know this to be so true that I'm working with 2 other people right now to create a protocol, a series of prayers, attitudinal adjustment to allow us to process and mourn the number of people, because it's going to be into the millions that are being shifted into other realities and that we're going to miss. I'm going to create a workshop to that effect very shortly. I really cannot go into any greater depth than what I'm going on right now, less for me to do another 2-hour conversation that relates to this, which is not be suitable for this YouTube channel. However, I want you to know that I am very committed to try to share in as much as possible. Leave your comment below. Let me know what you would like me to discuss, what topic you're interested in. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. Okay? All right, Jessica. I hope this answered your question a little bit better. Love you very deeply. We'll talk soon. Thank you.